We do have a question in the comments, though. It was, what was the scariest or creepiest thing you personally saw when you were living in that area? Did you see anything like yourself? Or I guess, does that something, don't say something?
Right, exactly. It's like, no, I didn't. No. I have had a lot of creepy experiences, but I have to say part of that is because I go looking for them. So one of the things I was worried about with like Appalachian, like creepy TikTok is that I don't want people to be inherently scared of Appalachia. Particularly, there are some horror stories that focus on like the actual population of Appalachia and use that as the mechanism for horror. That one I kind of worry about. You know, I don't want people to feel like it's an area they don't want to visit. That being said, at the same time, it is one of the oldest areas of our particular geographical location, right here in the United States. It's ancient. And I personally think there are things living in this region that we don't entirely understand. It's not that that science can't explain them, but science hasn't explained them yet. So there are certainly experiences I've had that I look at and I go, I don't have an answer for that, but I'm sure there is one somehow. And I mean, if I had to pick one that would most relate to nowhere, I would say, you know, it's more of a synchronicity than it is just an outright like ghost story, which would be, you know, there were times when I was researching for the purposes of the story and I would travel further and further into Appalachia or return back to where I was born and kind of explore the more remote areas. Because this story is definitely based in the area where I was born. And I would just have the strangest, again, synchronicities where it was like, I mean, my goodness, one time I ended up going to a very, very remote location that will remain unnamed. And there was this, I'm not kidding you, there was this shaman that just happened to be at the same location. Like, I did not intend on that happening. And at the same time, he was there with like this Christian music artist. I'm not kidding. I didn't make this up. And then, unfortunately, down the road, I accidentally, while hiking, stumbled across an area where there were some addicts that had created a camp. And so it was almost like all these pieces of nowhere started coming together. And this was well after I had already started writing it. But it almost felt as like this flag from the universe